Happy Friday night at the Rock. It's Jersey night. We got our baseball swag out and on display. And the Morehead City Marlins are taking on the Wilson Tobs here tonight. Christian Tobs alongside Lance Williams and Trey Keenis. And it really has been kind of a struggle the past few games for Morehead City. Back-to-back losses against the Peninsula Pilots on Tuesday, and then last night a 3-0 shutout loss against the Wilmington Sharks. Trey, that's the first time this Fish offense has been shut out in a game this season. What has really been the issue with this squad offensively?
You talk about last night being shut out, also held to a season-low in hits, just 3 hits out of that Marlins offense last night. Christian, I want to take a step back, not just from last night's game, but just from these last 3. I think, quite frankly, it starts with the first 3 in the lineup. Throughout these last 3 league games, granted, they won Saturday at Holly Springs, but only mustered up 1 run to show for it. These top 3 batters have gone combined 6 for 33. So I think when we talk about the success over the course of the season with this offense, it started with those first 3 guys setting a tone, getting on base, because we talk about how contagious it is when you see guys putting balls in play and reaching on base, and for those bottom half guys in the order to see that, it gives them confidence when they step up to the plate. So I think I look at the top 3 guys, specifically Tanner Malley as well, came into Saturday's contest against Holly Springs batting .512. He's a 1 for 11 in his last 3 games. So for him to get things back in order here, obviously .512 is a hard thing to maintain over the course of the season, but to kind of get back into his groove and establish a presence at the plate, I think for Morehead City, that's where it all starts, with those first 3 guys, with a note of Malley as well.
Yeah, the offense for Morehead City has kind of taken a backslide in these last 2 games, entered that Tuesday contest against the Pilots batting at .300. Since then, it's dropped a little bit, but one thing that hasn't really dropped for Morehead City, in fact, it's actually gotten better in these last few games, has been the pitching. Lance, they held the Wilmington Sharks scoreless rather, through 9 innings. What was working well from the mound for Morehead City?
Everything was working well for the mound. They allowed the 3 runs, but it's important to note that 2 of those runs were the 10th inning ghost runs. So really just 1 earned run through that. And yeah, you pitch 9 shutout innings, you expect to win. It's unfortunate that the offense couldn't produce, but for the pitching staff, it was great. We saw an excellent start from Nick Surse. Unfortunately, no longer perfect on the hill, but he'll take 2 hits, no walks, and a pair of strikeouts as well. So Nick, he was good. You saw guys like Sage Ferguson come out, and then unfortunate for Jonathan Bautista to allow that base clearing double in the 9th, but 14 strikeouts, season high for this Marlins pitching staff. They were looking really good. Just a couple swings went in the wrong way.
Yeah, and you talk about going through that 7th through 9th inning, a stretch of 8 strikeouts in a row for Morehead City. That's the first time that that's happened all season, and you mentioned Sage Ferguson as well. He was a big part of that stretch, had 3 strikeouts, held the Sharks scoreless in the 9th inning. We had a chance to catch up with the Colorado pitcher before tonight's game. Christian Tobs here with Marlins pitcher Sage Ferguson. Sage, you've been in Morehead City now for about a week. How have you enjoyed it so far?
Really enjoyed the guys, and I think it's a great place to play. The Rock's a little different than my, style of play, because I live in Colorado and it's not humid at all, so it's hot, but I like it. It's really nice.
Yeah, definitely adjustment coming from Colorado all the way to North Carolina, but you have the same home state as a couple other guys on this Marlins roster, Bo Tabola and Ryan Jackson. Have you had any bond with them over that?
Oh, yeah. My first bullpen winner I was here, Bo caught it, and then the first guy that I met was Ryan Jackson, and that was awesome. It was pretty cool to meet guys and talk about my home state, even all the way out here, so that was pretty cool. I liked it. Yeah.
And you've had a few appearances now in the past week. Last night against the Sharks, you came into the 9th inning, threw for 3 straight strikeouts. What was working for you in that stretch?
Fastballs. Really didn't throw anything else. It was kind of just try and challenge them, see if they could get themselves out, and they did. They just swung over top of it. Felt like it was riding a lot, so that was good.
This pitching staff for the Marlins has looked really strong. Saturday against the Holly Springs Salamanders, a 1-0 shutout. And then last night against the Sharks, held them scoreless through 9 full innings. What has impressed you the most about this pitching staff in the week you've been on the team?
I think just everybody showing up and getting ready to go. Everybody's expecting to throw. There's not guys that are just here to hang out and be on a vacation. It's more, I want to get my work in, I want to get my innings, and I want to compete. So I think that's the biggest part for all of the pitching guys here. So, yeah.
Anything specific you're looking to work on throughout your time here?
I want to get my changeup a little better because I didn't really have that this past season in college, but get the breaking ball thrown a little harder and get the changeup going, and then keep the heater climbing in velo. That'd be pretty nice.
Certainly a lot of time to work on those pitches, but Sage, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate the time from Sage Ferguson. And now shifting things over to tonight's opponent, Trey, going up against the Wilson Tobs, who have really done a number on Morehead City throughout the season series. 3 losses in 2 days. That's how it was the last time these two teams faced against each other, and a really deadly Tobs offense with one of the most fearsome hitters in the CPL near the top of their order.
Yeah, the Marlins have yet to be able to fight off the Tobs yet this season, Christian. Obviously, as you mentioned, 0 for 3 against Wilson. Last time these two teams met was at the Rock, and Wilson really controlled that game from start to finish, ultimately winning 14-7. You talk about this offense for Wilson. It's led by the heart of Chase Waddell. 443 this season, leads the CPL in batting average as well as first in RBIs. He's a huge bat for this Tobs offense, a returner for this group, was a CPL All-Star in 2024. You also note of Jack Hale, who's been struggling as of recent, but started off the season really hot and really gave Morehead City a couple numbers as well in their last 3 meetings, that was, where he was really successful. So I think those two guys to start things off are really key guys that you want to be able to put out. When I look at last game against Peninsula, I think it's important to note as well that when the Pilots had Carlos Pena, that premier bat, not only with the Pilots but in the CPL, they were able to hold him to 0 for 5, but the rest of that Peninsula lineup was able to pick up the slack. So I would say it's important to note of Waddell in tonight's game to be able to obviously keep him at bay, but the rest of this Tobs lineup as well has some scary bats. So you got to make sure that you're also knocking out guys 1 through 9.
Certainly a fearsome Tobs lineup, who now sit at second in the CPL East, and it'll be a tough test for the Marlins starter tonight, Lance, in Reed Bertram. He has looked pretty strong in the few starts he's had this season. What can we expect from the lefty from Gardner-Webb?
Well, he's only pitched 11 innings so far, but he's been really good. He has a sub-2 ERA, and he's pitched against Wilson before as well. He pitched one of those. He was the starter in one of those 2 games in the second week of June, that doubleheader in Fleming Stadium. So has experience with this Tobs order, but he's been really good. So, those 3 games in 2 days that the Tobs, they swept a little mini series. Reed Bertram has a sour taste in his mouth from that, although he was pretty good, but he's been sharp and a southpaw that can match up against some of these tough Tobs batters.
A chance for revenge for Reed Bertram and the rest of the Morehead City Marlins. First pitch for tonight's game is at 6:30. You can catch these two on the call. That game will be on Flow Sports. We'll talk to you then.